feel like I need to turn the light off.
Absolute darkness.
Well, I mean, that's what I always used to do, but I did that because like the light would shine like into the hallway and stuff. So I just always I've always gamed in the dark. And since I moved here and it's a completely separate area, I can have a light on. I realized that like a few weeks ago. I was just trying gaming with the light on, and I don't know.
Yeah, my
I feel like it makes
so
me tired.
I just I don't know what it is. I don't turn the living room light on. Like the only time the living room light gets turned on is when my wife is like, "Can you turn this light on?" Because
Hmm.
I have the switches for the fan and the light are right here at by my desk. So like instead of her getting up, going around to the closet where the other switch is, I can just lean over and flip it on. But I don't think I've ever myself turned this living room light on since we've been here. I just turned the kitchen light on. So my wife, when I'm down here like streaming or what have you, or gaming, and she goes to bed, she shuts the kitchen light off, and it's dark. So like I don't realize it, and then I turn my computer off. It's pitch black, and I was like, "Fuck." Now I gotta find my way through the living room for a light. And then I was like, oh, wait, I can just flip the switch here. So I flip the switch, and then I have to go out in the kitchen, turn the kitchen light on, go down the hall, turn the light off for the living room, come back around the stairs, just flip the kitchen light off just to find my way to the stairs.
Oh damn. Okay, well that's super annoying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just do it like as simple as it gets. I just grab my phone and put the flashlight on.
Yeah, you think I
I
would
turn
learn that
I
by
turn
now, but I
on no
don't.
lights. And even like down here, like I can totally like have the entire lower level lights completely on all the way. Like the whole lower half of the house, and like nobody would know. But even then, like I have the lower level lights off right now. So for me to and the utility room that connects my area and the lower level, and all lights are off right now. They don't need to be. And I'll still just use my phone. Makes no sense.
I never, like, I know it's super easy. All you gotta do is press the screen and hold it for like a second, and the light comes on.
Hmm.
Like, the flashlight comes over. I'd never do that. There's many times where I've gotten to the top stairs and nearly tripped over the last step because you always think before you get to the top step, like you're like, all right, this is the final one. Then you take another step and you almost trip over because you forgot there's one more step.
Oh, hey there, Cody with J Tizzle. How are you guys? And Steve. It's a party now. I'm having terrible frame rate issues here. Oh, nope, not that. I'm tired too, JT. Did you manage to find? Oh, there you are. Wait, are you in the
No, you
game?
have to invite me.
Do I? No, I just made the server so you can join it.
I thought you had to invite.
Mm-mm.
There's no way for me to like search for a server. I don't think.
Oh, my bad.
It says continue, start game settings, credits, news, quit. Continue.
Yeah, you do start game.
It only lets me create a game. Then let me like join one or search for a server.
That definitely is.
Oh, join. Okay, there you go. Hey, how do you have to ask?
Yeah,
Ask for
you know. You
password. I
already
just
know.
knew. It's been so long, I forgot how to play this.
Yeah, I know. Same. But weirdly, again, with like out of aura, my instincts are to use the excavator just like this. Ooh. Oh, come on. What the absolute hell am I doing right now? There we go.
Do you mind if I take this, dump it to truck, say?
Nah, go for it.
Gonna do it anyway.
It actually works out pretty well. Thank you.
Yeah, my kid got her braces off, and they gave her a Ziploc baggie full of all the candy she wasn't allowed to eat. So like gummies, lollipops with gum, and all this other shit. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, yeah, that's great. Now, I don't think her dentist is gonna appreciate that, but
Right. But that's no longer their problem.
Yeah, not their problem anymore.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Seems like JT's city had a rough day.
What happened there?
Uh,
Meth.
carjacking that turned into a police chase that turned into a shootout. And now people want the cop fired.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, right?
JT still won't get a raise. I can see the story now. I was third in pursuit. All right. They had me tagging along to the pursuit so I could shut it down whenever he crashed out.
He's shutting the highway down. He's following along behind the car, the cop cars,
Yeah.
ready to throw out the barrels.
Yep.
Imagine if they actually did that.
Some dumbass country boy at F-250 just 90 down the highway with the police.
No, I just, yeah. No, I picture like, one of the trucks they have all of like the construction barrels on. One of those going at like 70, throwing down
You just gotta,
barrels.
you just got a guy in the back
Yeah.
just throwing down cones for
Right.
evidence that gets tossed out the window.
Yeah. And all it's doing is just creating like just a debris field. If I'm ever elected some kind of town official, I will make that a mandatory part of the process.
I will run on this.
Yeah. Like they should be involved. We'll just give them a little like, advanced driving courses and or just like instead of like hitting them with stop sticks, they just like get up a few miles ahead and throw up some Jersey barriers. Just like create a traffic jam.
That assholeo ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, try getting around this.
He turned right about a mile back. All right, load him up. We're hitting the other highway.
Yeah. You might circle back. We got to get over to the southbound lane. Yeah, the more we talk this out, I like it. I think it's a good idea. Think about how helpful it could be.
I don't think that's the word for it. All right.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you on Patrol Live, when they have like the police chases in Richland County, like literally all of the chases go like either north or south on the same highway if they get on the highway. Because there's like one highway in and out of that, and it's like into Charleston and out of Charleston. So if you just have a DOT team posted up somewhere around there, like one on each side of the highway.
At the each end of it.
Yeah. You just have one northbound, one southbound, and just like dispatch them out there. I mean, although it would be more fun to see them like as part of the pursuit.
That pit maneuver, you just got a front loader that picks the ass into the car.
Yes. A front loader that can do 110.
Dale Earnhardt driving.
Or here's
Junior
what they
driving it.
do. Yeah. Here's what they do is, they like soup up some kind of SUV that's pulling a trailer with like a mini excavator on the back, and then you get in front of the vehicle, scoop it up that way.
Put the bucket through the windshield.
Yeah, just crash them out. Just literally just like take their front axle right up off the ground.
The police chief in Hazen, Arkansas, is taking notes right now. This guy's a
Right.
genius.
Yeah.
We need to hire him immediately.
You're going deputy sheriff.
You could get a phone call tomorrow. Boy, I always knew I could use a guy like you in the police force.
I knew everyone watching On Patrol Live would pay off one day.
He hires you, and then you're managing the budget. What do you mean we don't have money for another excavator?
I brought you in here to specifically get more excavators.
I'm just gonna commandeer Timmy's.
Yeah, I'm so far behind on that show.
I couldn't tell you the last time I watched it. I think the last time I watched it is when he said that they weren't going to be on there for deer hunting season.
Oh wow! Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah, like November, October.
Because I couldn't get, but like the departments I like were Richland. Of course, they'll probably be a part of it even after the show dies. But like I liked the Wilkes-Barre up in Pennsylvania. I like that one. I mean, the ones that keep replacing it just they weren't as good. Well, you can only watch so many traffic stops before you're just like, eh.
Yeah,
Give me a
it's
shootout.
also like there's no chance in hell I would like, I don't know, drive through any of the areas in the South. I mean, not like I'd have any issues, but I don't know. It seems like around here, like, and I'm sure you can relate, like it's very unusual to be pulled out of the car in a traffic stop. Like you have to be either like violent against the police officer or like unwilling to cooperate
Yeah.
to get pulled out of the vehicle, or there's something like blatantly in plain view. Like other than that, like I don't know. Like I mean, I've been pulled over a bunch of times and I've never been removed from my vehicle.
I've only been pulled over once. It's that white privilege.
Yeah, must be it. Especially up in the north, you know.
Yeah, I'm from a very small town, so
I mean, same, dude. But I
you
got pulled
really
over.
have to
I got pulled
be.
over once in my hometown, and it was like kind of a joke because I knew the cop.
You gotta be like you can run past them doing 10 over. They don't care. You gotta be doing something egregious to be actually pulled over.
Mm-mm. Not in the small towns up here. They
Up
get
here,
so
you
bored. They get so bored. They'll pull you over for doing 4 over.
Not here. I do 5 over everywhere. I do 30 through town. It's 25.
Oh, around here, dude, like this is completely different from where I grew up. Here, like there's like we're off of a main road. I wouldn't say like super, super busy. Actually, it's not really super busy. It's a double yellow, but it's really not that bad. And when I take the back roads to work, I take that road and the speed limit's 30 and I do like 37. I feel like that's fair. Oh, it's not 10 over, but it's getting me there a little bit quicker. And I have people like every single day that I take the back roads, like riding my ass. And I've like driven behind people on that road and they're doing like 45.
You know what really grinds my gears? When people like you're in town where where the cops actually sit and obviously sit at, and these people do 10, 15 over the speed limit and just pew, and then as soon as they get to the highway where there's not a cop in sight,
Mm-hmm.
they're doing the speed limit. The speed limit's 50, they're doing 50.
Oh.
It's like, why? You back there, you're doing 10, 15 over, and then we
Well,
get out here at the highway where there's no one at, you want to do the speed limit. Makes no
like,
goddamn sense.
I know. Well, like we have the opposite issue around here because like we have so my highway to work is super dangerous to begin with. I'm sure I've told you, but the cops go like sitting in the left lane and they'll do like 100 miles an hour. And mind you, I'm driving at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like there's no traffic at all. But the first two lanes are trucking lanes essentially. But they get up right on you, right up on your bumper, and they will sit there until you move over, and then they just rip down the highway, just like that. And my average speed on my way to and from work, mind you, it's 65-mile-an-hour interstate, is I average about 90. And that's going with the flow of traffic with two lanes of trucks. Like they don't pull you over for shit on that highway. The stadies are only on that highway for accidents. That's it.
It's pretty much what it is here. Very rarely will you see them sitting out on 13 run radar, but
Yeah.
every now and then
I
you'll
think
spot a Delaware State Trooper.
only if it's like a like sometimes they do those like initiatives, and most of the time around in Massachusetts like they announce where they're going to be doing these enforcements and when. It's like a saturation patrol or something like that. And they're like, they're going to be running saturation patrol on this stretch of the highway, like on this day. It's like if you follow the police departments in the area, like, they have some pretty helpful information. I'm making a mess down here. I feel
Now, the
like
town north of me, they'll pull you over for any little reason. My my stepmom's been pulled over twice since she got her flex. The first time they said that the window tint was too dark. And she's like, I don't know what to tell you. This is factory. This is how it came from the factory. I bought this car brand new from the dealership. This was the tent that was on it.
she
I
lives in
haven't
Delaware
modified
too.
it at all. Yeah.
Okay.
She lives on the outskirts of that town.
Okay.
But
Would you be?
he tested it and she was well within the range. So he was like, all right, I'll let you go. And then he pulled over again. It said she was speeding and she clearly knew she wasn't. And then he was like, well, then the real reason I pulled you over because you have a cover on your license plate. You got to get rid of that. And she's like, that came with the car. Like, I can't, like,
Like, what do you want?
yeah. So each time she she got pulled over. She didn't get a ticket. This is like they're just looking for something to pull people over. It was like, oh, that window tint's a little too dark. You know, we're gonna pull over, test it.
I mean, I used to get pulled over for my window tint. It's kind of like a given if you have it, and it's like I put all of my tint like for my entire car like at the legal limit, and no, they insinuated that there was a likelihood that I would be getting pulled over more. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
That's what I'm doing.
But
This whole idea.
it's true.
My she was my mom's goddaughter that passed away when I was in high school. She got pulled over by that town so much that the actual police department sent flowers for her funeral.
Oh, shit.
They all knew her on first name basis. We made a joke at the funeral. Yeah, even made her mom crack up a little bit. I was like, yeah, they sent flowers because they're all gonna miss their monthly quotas now.
Oh, janky. Man, I don't know what happened, but in like the past few months, like my computer's just gone from like it could handle everything, like completely maxed out, but now like it's the same games and I just can't run them.
Freaking Windows updates, man! I'm telling you. Every time I get one, my computer just loses its shit for a good 2-3. It's been good for the past couple of days, but watch there be an update on something, next Wednesday, and then it's all gonna go to hell again. It was so bad.
Right,
Like
and then you got to wait for like the next patch and all that stuff.
yeah, it got so bad that I planned out because when we go on vacation, like I want to have all my videos done for that week. So I made my chart where I have everything from the 23rd this month to the 26th of April. And I was just going on mad render spree, and I couldn't get any of it done because every time my video got about 90% uploaded, it crashed my computer. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
Well, I know it definitely has something to do with Windows, but I'm still on Windows 10.
Oh, I'm on 11.
So I know I have to switch over to it. I've been getting the emails now from Microsoft being like, "Hey, you got to switch over." But
My
like,
server PC will
I don't even
can't
know if
run 11.
I don't know if I have to pay for it or not.
I didn't. I don't know if you're outside that free upgrade window, but it was free for me.
I mean, I've had my computer for a few years now.
Oh no, the upgrade wasn't for like computer. It was Microsoft. If you have Windows 10, you could upgrade to Windows 11 for free.
Oh shit! All right.
I don't know if it's outside that window or not.
Oh, the
But
only reason I
it
hadn't
doesn't.
done it was because I was just gonna wait until the very last minute if I had to pay for it.
Yeah, no, it was. I upgraded for free. My wife upgraded it for free on hers, but the server PC, it's not. It doesn't meet the minimum requirement.
Hmm.
Out there this shit. Still runs Farm Sim 25 smoothly though.
Yeah, whereas I can't. I don't know. Like, I hate dumbing down the graphics and stuff. I know, like, boo-hoo, but at this point, like, everything has developed so quickly. I hate that they've like updated and made stuff incompatible so quickly that, like, now I feel like I have to, in order to have a functioning computer, I have to like go upgrade like everything.
Yep.
And like, I don't need to update my graphics card. Like, that's fine. But like, I don't know, like my processor.
Mine. I haven't had any problem running anything yet. Just with the updates, it causes shit to go haywire.
Yeah.
Everything I've thrown at it, it's run just fine.
Well,
Oh
that's why
man.
I'm trying to figure out what the problem is to cause just such terrible frame rate. And I don't know if they've made changes on like the G-force side of things or whatever the hell it
Oh,
is.
it's not
And I'm
GeForce
just like,
anymore. It's just NVIDIA.
yeah, sorry.
You know, did away with the
Like,
GeForce.
I don't know if there's something that I need to do to adjust like my settings for that, but like that's where I get lost on things is like fine tuning settings for like the graphics card specifically versus
Yeah,
in-game stuff.
I never fool around with that shit.
Just leave it as default, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And like I keep my C drive has like, I don't know, it's like a third of the way full. It's like that shouldn't be a problem.
That's my next upgrade. I gotta upgrade my hard drives.
Yeah. And I use like all my games are on like either an SSD or external. I was just looking at my text messages. My wife texted me a video of like a corgi puppy that was like ran around by bouncing like a rabbit. And it was like it was a cute video of a corgi puppy. And then I didn't respond to that. And then a half hour later, she sent me a link and it just says Hulk Hogan's ex-wife Linda breaks down in teary video, says family's a mess. Click to read more. And like I don't need to read more because I know.
Yeah.
And also, so I was just like, oh, I was like, that's so stinking sweet. Well, and then I didn't look to see what the lower article said after. And then I was like, the Corgi video, not the Hogans. They're just trashy.
Because both kids were locked up, weren't they?
I thought Nick died.
Did he?
No, or wasn't he in like a really bad car crash?
He killed someone in a car accident, I think.
Yeah.
And then he got out, and then he was arrested again because they had the footage on TMZ where he was pulled over again, and Hawk showed up to the traffic stop, and he was like, "What's going on?" And he was like being very cooperative with the cops and everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
My wife's gotta hate my when she gets messages from me because I get to go on TikTok. Like the other day, she was sitting there watching the videos. I was there on TikTok, and one was like a panda video where they're like funny
Yeah.
panda
The,
clips and
the
everything.
pandas at the zoo that are like falling out of the
And
trees and
then
shit. Yeah.
yeah, and then the very next video is people scaring cats with farts.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, it's true. I get to spend a little bit more time on the social medias, like the TikTok and stuff.
Find some of the dumbest shit on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yep. And like I'll find it funny for like while I'm watching it. Like it takes a lot for me to actually like laugh out loud if I'm just like by myself. And so like the ones that I do that, I'll always save them, and I'll just like go back the next day and watch them. Like that's actually not that funny.
I'm the
Just
same. It takes a
unlike
lot
it.
for me. Like my wife when she sent me one, she's like, "You didn't think that was funny?" I was like, "No, it's funny." And she's like, "You didn't really laugh." I was like, "I don't." It takes a lot for me to
Yeah,
like
like it's not
bust
like
out laughing.
right.
So, like the most recent, I was taking a dump. And I I don't know. I don't remember what it was, what the video was, but I was in tears laughing so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, this one's gonna be terrible. I can tell already
Yeah.
by the way
Like
you're laughing."
yeah, and like there's no reason for it to be funny, but it's hilarious. Unless what was it? Might I ask?
I have no clue. I don't remember. This was like last
Uh,
month.
Plenty of more
I was
TikToks have
sitting
been
there for like
watched while taking a dump since then.
plenty
Mm-hmm.
daily occurrence for me.
Same. Although they blocked, uh, like my company's slowly getting. Oh shit! I need the repair truck. Um. Oh come on! Don't do this to me. There we go. My company's slowly been like on their like the company like, employee Wi-Fi network. You can have all your devices connected to it, and it all runs great. But they've started blocking stuff. So they've started blocking like streaming services. What the hell?
That's a bunch of shit.
Yeah, no kidding. Trap. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they started blocking streaming services. So it was like, I think Netflix was the first to go. And I was like, okay, understandable. So I watched like, so then I do like I would get Apple TV. And so I watched that for a while and then they blocked that. And I'd be like, oh, I'll check like Prime Video. And then that was already blocked. And so now I'm down to like and then they blocked Hulu. And now the only one I can watch is Max. That's it out of all of them. And I went through literally all of them because I needed to be able to watch it at work. Not needed. I wanted to be able to.
Hmm.
Yeah, what bull?
Had to
What does it matter?
go down to YouTube.
Yeah, so anyways, so they blocked TikTok is my point on the Wi-Fi. So like one of the nicer aspects of getting to work, like being the first person in my whole building, is I have a good half hour, 45 minutes before the next person comes in. And by that time, like I've had my coffee and my breakfast. And like if I need to take a poop at work, which I try everything in my power not to, but it'll happen during that time. Because like coffee's flowing. And you know, you want to be able to watch your TikToks. And you can't do it anymore.
It should
It's
be
like,
out loud.
yeah, because like now what? Now what am I gonna do?
They should have their own toilet Wi-Fi that allows TikTok.
Right? That's just not on the
That's the
company's
platform
Wi-Fi.
I'm running for office on.
Some generous soul should just like put a Wi-Fi like a hotspot. Wait, oh,
Exactly.
I was supposed to do this. Repair and fuel. That's why. Right? But no one's gonna do that. They should.
Could be you.
No, I'm now going to a place that is miserable. It is like you think I'm a numbers guy. I am so outnumbered. To like the extent that I've been sitting on meetings this week. Like I've just had the absolute worst week of my life this week. I've been sitting in on these meetings, and they're like, "This will give you some insight into like what you're going to be doing." I'm like, "Cool." And I sit in, and they're like, "Oh, so this meeting's about the EU MDR, and we're gonna need to make like gap adjustments for like P4 and P5." And so that's going to involve going to like all your sources to make sure that everything's locked in for the next 2 quarters. And so there was like a half-hour meeting about that with like questions and answers. And then they're like, great, thanks for all of the feedback. We'll have this in our next stat meeting in 2 weeks. And it ended. And I was sitting there and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, you
I
lost me very early on. You're like,
I was lost probably before you were lost on that because I was like, I literally, I got this job and I start on Monday and I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know. I just know it's budgets. That's the extent. I've quickly realized that I am in way over my head, and I have I have 8 meetings next week already, and 2 of them are with the CFO of like the whole fucking company. Of like 80,000 employees.
writing yourself out of budget, starting to sound better again.
I I think I think they're gonna write me out. Like, I thought I was okay with numbers. And I am just in a completely different world. I'm with like, I mean, the people around me currently, like they're not numbers people. But these people are like, I don't know, nothing I've ever experienced firsthand. It's just wild. So I've been having to like take these meetings because now I'm just like, I need to know as much as possible. And like transitioning out of what I'm doing now while our department's like in the process of crumbling to the ground. I've done so much work in the past week.
And still have no clue how to do it.
I legit have no idea. So, like, needless to say, my days of, to bring it full circle, my days of like watching shit at work, gone. Absolutely, shit got so real. I gotta wear like button down and khakis, get dressed nice.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Super not fun.
Time to start your own landscaping company.
Right?
If my moronic brother, who can barely speak English, can do it, I'm pretty sure you could easily do it.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the problem is like there's a shitload of competition.
Here as well, but somehow my brother, who who dropped out, has no common sense whatsoever, is successfully running his own landscaping business right now.
Dude, one of my best friends growing up did the exact same thing. Like, and he is like he was making like hand over fist money, like straight cash by the time we like graduated high school. Like he already had like an LLC and was like in business full blown. Like I helped him get started. Well, he and I started it together. And then I went to college and then he didn't. And he just started his business. I came back and helped him in the summers. And now he's got like full blown like equipment. He's got like bulldozers and all this shit. Like, damn, man. And if you looked at him, you'd be like, okay, how have you figured out? Like, I went to school for business and stuff, and I would come back and work with him in the summer. And he would sit there and look at, like, we're doing like a fall cleanup. And he just like looks at the property and he's just like, I think we're going to charge 1,400 for this. And I'm like, based on what? And he's like, I don't know. It just seems like 1,400. And it was like a good price, but like he somehow managed like through that to like make significant profit. Like some people just are, I don't know, just like figure it out and you just don't need all of that stuff.
I guess because it's dumb. He lives in a loft in a barn, 100% like a full like one of those classic red barns. He lives in the loft of one. He doesn't.
I mean, I wouldn't hate that.
As long as he's got his pot and TV, he's set. And somehow, like when like as soon as my dad heard, like he called my dad, told him he's like, yeah, he's using our last name, landscaping. And as soon as my dad heard, he got off the phone. And he just looked at me. He goes, "That dumb son of a bitch. I give it a month." And somehow he's managed to actually start making a profit. I'm like, okay, good for him. He finally found something after, what's he? He's 8 years older than me. He so he's in his 40s. He finally found something that stuck.
I mean, I'm hoping I figure it out like later. I mean, you say he's almost 40.
He's in his 40s. I think he's 8 years older than me. I think he's 2 years younger
Well,
than.
that gives me
I
hope.
can't remember.
I just think it's a bold move. Like, I couldn't just go and like start a landscaping company right now, as much as I'd love to. But my issue is like I don't even know. I don't think I'd want to do it on my own to like start. I feel like I need a partner, but like I don't know anybody that I would trust. Actually, I don't even know anybody that has any landscaping experience outside from my one friend from high school. But for we don't talk anymore.
Fuck that guy.
Oh no, he got pissed because like everybody from our hometown like went off to school, and he was like one of the very few that didn't, and he got pissed that like we left him behind. So he doesn't talk to like any. It was a very tight friend group, like 5 or 6 guys, and he won't talk to any of us anymore.
Yeah, that's better where I'm at. All my the tight group I was with in high school and shortly after high school, none of us talk to each other anymore. Except the
What?
one. The one reaches out to me every now and then.
Man, I
He's
thought like
got.
high
He's got.
school was like for life.
No.
Well, did you guys like all go to the same school growing up, like before high school?
No. We
Oh,
I went to the only one of the one that still reaches out to me. We went
right.
to
All right. So,
elementary through high school together. The other two we met in high school, but we were like, I literally, as soon as I got out of school, I was on the farm with them
mhm.
Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday was spent on the farm with them, like for, you know, 3-4 years. That was my daily routine. We all
Yep.
hung out. We did everything together,
Yeah.
and then shortly after high school, uh,
And well, everyone does
some
something
shit
different.
went down with girlfriends, and
Uh,
it just all of it imploded.
mm, that can be a tough one to come back from.
Yep.
Although I will say, like, my best friend to date, but like, so well, that also like my because our town was so small, like everyone went to at least middle school through high school together. We had 2 elementary schools. So, but the people that are like my lifelong friends, like from high school, are ones that I went to school with since kindergarten. I have friends that I met in like middle school and high school, but like I'm cordial with them if we ever like run into each other, but I'm not like gonna hang out with them ever. Only through like
Yeah.
mutual friends.
My
If
best
we
friend.
are at a place together, like we'll get along just fine and we'll be able to have a conversation, but nothing meaningful.
So my two best friends, one of them, didn't hang out with that group, that the group I was in, because we were a bunch. I mean, we drank. A
Oh,
couple of them
tisk
smoked.
tisk.
Yeah, we weren't
Phoenix.
the best. We were good, but we
Underage
didn't do the best
drinking.
things.
Shame on
Whereas
you.
he was the Mr. Church Boy. Like he didn't do anything, like none of it. Matter of fact, we asked him one year. We were like, because there was a chick in our shop class, but she was more like one of the guys. I mean, she was full. She was like the butchiest
Yeah,
butch
yeah,
you
yeah.
could ever find.
Got it.
So she looked at him one day. She was like, "Coop, you ever masturbated?" And
Oh,
he
damn.
goes, "Oh no, that's disgusting." What?
Oh,
Like
damn.
he was very anti, like, and we're like, "Oh, okay." So the next year when we all came back for summer, the first thing
Wait, wait,
she
wait.
looked
And
at him, she
everyone
goes,
wait, everyone left it at that?
well, he went on for like a good 5 minutes and talking about how it's immoral, and
And
he gave us the religious lecture,
nobody made fun of him
and
for that.
we did. But
Okay.
the next
I was
summer,
gonna like
like
I'm pretty sure we're
as
the
soon as
same
we
age and like were you in high school the same time I was in high school? Because
yeah,
like that
so
would be you don't ride the bus anymore.
so uh when we all came back from summer break the next year, we were sitting around
Shit.
talking,
Shit.
and
Shit.
we just she comes right out and asks him. She's like, "Coop, you jerk it yet?" And then he
Oh.
got bright red, and he's like, "No, no, 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 no!" Like his
Oh
whole
my.
thing changed. I was like, "Yeah, he did it. He whacked off."
Oh.
No, don't tell anybody that. That was my best friend in high school, and the
That
other
was your
one,
best friend in high
well, we
school.
ended up dating,
Did becoming your
and
best friend after that? Was that the moment that you guys became best friends?
oh no, we were best friends long before that,
Oh, all right.
because in freshman year we were like our first class was with each other. It was like we're the only two in this class that we know. Like I didn't know anyone else. He was the only one from my middle school, so naturally we were just like, well, this is how it's gonna be.
Mm,
And that's how we became every throughout the rest of high school. Like anytime we had class with each other, we were always sitting next to each other. They we quickly became like notorious for teachers when they saw us coming in and we were both in. They're like, we got to separate these two as quick as possible. So, uh, but he was Mr. Church Boy, and he still is to this day. And like anytime he sees me out and about, he comes around and he wants to hang out and everything. But as soon as his wife finds out he's with me, then
oh yeah.
I gotta go, because he broke up. He was dating another girl who like she knew we were a package deal.
Yeah.
So like she was constantly like baking him snacks and everything, and she'd always give him extra to give me. I was like,
Yeah.
she's a real one. She knows I'm your homie and I'm fat and I want some too. And
Mm-hmm.
she does, like, I don't even have to ask. She just does
Yeah.
it
So
naturally.
you have a
And
select
I was
yeah,
like,
you only get a select few friends that have like, you know, that you're also like brought into that relationship a little bit where it's like they know like, oh, you're gonna be hanging out with PJs. All right, well, here's some extra popcorn and like a video game for you guys to play because like we all know what you're
yeah.
gonna do.
Eh. So she was awesome. And
Yep.
then he broke up with her, and when he started
Oh,
dating the
Lane,
girl he
wait,
was with,
what?
yeah,
What?
he broke up with her. Yep. So
Why?
he broke up with her, and
That's what you
and
want. That's what you
he
dream
started
of.
dating the woman he's currently married to. This
Oh,
was in high
Lane.
school. This was our junior year.
Oh,
And
he's super religious. Did he get married the year after he graduated?
I think they did.
Yep,
But
called
he
it.
get he something got said,
We had a few like
and
that.
we're sitting at the lunch table, and I was like, so like, what do you bake? Do you bake, like, do you have like good brownies, cookies, what have you? And she's like, "Oh, I don't really bake anything." I was like, "Lame." His last girlfriend always made us
Oh,
treats. Has not
damn.
forgiven me since.
Nor should she.
I didn't know like they were gonna be like forever mates.
Still. Mm-mm. Nope. You gotta support that shit.
The really
Unless the
weird
two of
part.
you had a conversation about that prior of like, yeah, give her shit. Mm-mm. Always respectful.
Oh no, he said something about it first, and he didn't think I would actually come around and say it, but
Oh.
I was I they gave me Captain Morgan that morning, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was
sure.
I was
Blame it on the Captain Morgan. Come on.
I was feeling really good that morning,
Yeah.
and
And
by
it's
the time
like
I got to lunchtime,
tell us how you really feel is what happened there.
by the time I got to lunchtime, I had no filter whatsoever,
Right.
and that's why we stayed best friends throughout the whole thing because he knew,
Yeah. It's like,
but
yeah, it's not,
she
you
never
know, I
forgave me.
know
And
it's not the same,
what
but
was really really awkward in that whole situation is they were all of them were in band. I was like the one that wasn't. His girlfriend, his ex girlfriend, all in band. Both
oh,
of them
and the
played
band,
flute.
they all have they are, listen, them be some of the freakiest when it comes to that kind of stuff.
That might be why
They
why
all
why
like
he
swap
chose over
around.
baked goods.
Yeah, they all swap around like
But
nobody's
they
business.
his current and his ex both played flute and they had to sit next to each other and they hated each other. It was so awkward anytime we had like an assembly where the school band played.
Because you're like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
How's this going to go?
It was you could tell there was a ton of tension and
Yeah,
I was in the bleachers like, "Oh, come on, just do something and set off a cat fight. I
right.
want to see it."
I know. I was friends with some of the band people in high school, and like they would like do like I'd do like projects and stuff with them, and then I would actually like outside of the projects like actually go hang out, and then like join their friend group, and I was just like shocked. I was like, wait, I heard that like you two were dating, and they'd be like, oh yeah, yeah, we were, but now I'm dating him. That guy's like, hey,
Bunch of fucking freaks.
and I'm like, wait, and y'all are like sitting in a room together because like I'm used to having to like defend myself from like rumors going around or like telling the truth about what actually happened in a breakup and stuff, and then just like not talking to whoever that person is ever again.
Yeah, and then my other best friend, we were best friends since middle school. We ended up dating, and shit got really weird, especially when I had started dating my wife because she was like the type of person where she didn't want to be in a relationship with me, but she didn't want anyone else to be in a relationship with
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah, that's
You know
mm-hmm,
that type. Yep.
mm-hmm,
So I grew a pair and was like, you know what? No, fuck you. I'm tired of this.
mm-hmm.
Like, no one I date's good enough for you. So like, you either accept it or kick rocks. She kicked rocks, and then I realized shortly thereafter what her problem was. She was a lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
So the softball should have been a clue, but I didn't. My wife got talking about this the other day. She said she called me handsome or something like that, and
Ew.
I was like, I don't believe you. Like it's hard to believe you because I've seen your exes, and the last one before me, is the goofiest looking son of a bitch I've ever seen. I said, so you don't have the
True.
greatest track record, and she was like, you don't have the greatest track records either. And I was like, all right, just because I dated a lesbian does not mean
I mean, in
Shoot,
fairness, like if
I
you want to
wasn't even.
use me as an example, so have I.
I was like, I'm not even. Or she goes, I'm not even talking about it. I'm talking about the one that's in Montana. I was like, oh, the one that was that got locked up in the nut house and blamed me for all of her problems in her life, even though
Right.
we haven't talked since like 2004. I was like, yeah, that's the one. I said, but or you can go with the one that got arrested for prostitution in Colorado Springs. I said, like it's all. No, I don't have the greatest track records either, but you know. And then then there's the whole the Maryland chicks that we don't even that they're batshit crazy.
We don't talk about them.
Yeah. Let me put it this way: my wife's former boss was a Maryland female that grew up with two of the girls I dated in high school that were absolutely batshit crazy. So as soon as I heard where she was from, I
They're
was
like,
like,
oh yeah, got it.
nope, find a new job. But she ended up being mellow, so she changed my thoughts. Maybe they're not all crazy. It's the chicks from the wealthier parts
Dude,
of Maryland that
they'd
are
be
just
nuts.
batshit crazy.
Yep. Well, I mean, so that's like the community that I grew up in, and it is like it's literally like Mean Girls. Like
What it
they
was
they
like, they
they
were
play all this.
vicious.
They play all the. I know they like emphasize all the stereotypes for that movie, but like all of those stereotypes, 1,000% true.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
And like I don't know, just nope. So like one of the people I dated was um like super religious and like going to youth groups and stuff, and I was like, no. And she got married the year after we graduated, I think, but like moved up to like nowhere, Vermont, with like no electricity,
So she's Amish now.
essentially. Um, and then another person, I mean, I guess would be like similar. Well, not really similar, but um, like I dated the person for a while, and then we split up, and then my best friend to date, like my very best friend, started dating her, and they got like super super serious until we went to college. And then my other high school girlfriend, I went to college, and she was a year younger. So naturally, we just like broke up, and then she died.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That was a weird one for me. It went so the woman who ran the daycare that my niece and nephew went to was the grandmother. Oh no, the mother of no, the grandmother of one of the girls I went to. She was elementary through middle school. She ended up going to the high school that for the high school I would have went to if I didn't go to the technical high school. And she ended up passing away in a car accident.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Same.
afterwards, she was like, "Oh my God, Kyle! I didn't know you were related to them." Like, yeah, they're my. I picked them up from daycare one day, and I was like, "Yeah, they're my niece and nephew." Oh, I know all about you. Corey was obsessed with you. I was like, Corey who? And then she told me. I was like, oh yeah, I remember her. I was like, it's sad, she passed away, and all that. And she goes, oh, she was so in love with you. I was like, she hated me. She treated me like shit. I didn't say that out loud. I said it in my head, but
Yeah.
was like, oh,
She's
I
like,
didn't
oh,
like. We never really
what a
could
compliment.
communicate. Yeah. Apparently, she had a huge crush on me, and I was just like, okay, this is kind of weird that we're talking about a dead chick.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, who knew? Who knew?
And I was gonna go to the funeral for my ex, and I decided last minute just like not to. And like it was a good thing I didn't, because her mom, who's like awesome, such a nice person, just like got up to say some words and just like lashed out at everybody, like pointing at people and calling them out on shit. Like absolutely lost it. I was like, oh my god, thank God I was not there.
Awkward.
Because like
I would have been
thousand
a
percent,
target.
1000% I would have been called out. I was just like, oh, you abandoned her. Like, oh, okay. Oh, sorry. But she also lived like 2 houses down from me.
So I'm happy I never dated someone that lived in the same neighborhood as me. That would have been really awkward.
Mm-mm. Well, I guess it was fine because I was like 18 and I knew I was going to be going to college.
Yeah, so you knew you were getting the hell out of Dodge.
But I also wasn't thinking that at the time.
I still run to.
I didn't have any plans of like breaking up with her. It just happened. So I just figured I was like, oh, this works out well.
We went grocery shopping a couple months ago, and as we're grocery shopping, we run into one of my exes and her now husband, who
Oh God, thank God I
I,
didn't have to deal
I
with that.
yeah, that's the awkward part about being in your hometown still.
Yep.
Her husband, I was one of my buddy, like he rode my bus in high school. He was a couple years higher than me, but we hung out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's a notorious, and still to this day, a tiger can't change its stripe. He's
Yeah.
notorious for cheating on anything and everything
Mm-hmm.
that he can. You
Yeah,
name it,
you just
he's done it.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact. I haven't talked to them, and I don't know how long. I know for sure he's cheated on her, and I confirmed it when he was checking out my wife as we walked by, and then my ex just giving all the dirty looks you possibly can think of to my wife. Just like don't hate on her because
Yeah,
you
don't
do
be
check
salty.
her out. Yeah.
Yeah, like at this point, like you know what you signed up for.
And you have those wins where you run into an ex and that dumped you for a dude who's kind of like methed out and going nowhere, living in his parents' basement. And it's just like, yeah, you left me for that. That's a that's a good one too. That one checked us out when we were grocery shopping a few years ago, and after I ran into her in the grocery store, she quickly transferred. 'Cause it was in my home. It was in the food line in my hometown.
Oh yeah. Well,
She was from. She was 2 towns north. From 2 towns north.
oh,
So she
see,
quickly transferred out.
luckily,
Like, what
like,
happened to Danielle? Oh, she transferred to the Dover store.
oh, why is
Oh,
that? Oh, bless her heart. The hell's John talking about? John, who are you talking about? That's probably a long time ago. I have not looked over the chat in quite some time.
excuse me. You see, Steve bought him one of them there chick pick 'em ups.
Oh, what? Oh,
Steve got one of them
no.
there Chevy Colorados.
Listen, I'll say out of the mid-size SUVs, I guess if you want to call it that, for the class, that's technically what it is. If you're not going to get a Tacoma, that's probably your next best bet.
Did you just label those as SUVs?
I mean, sorry, pickup. No, sorry. I'm used to saying mid-size SUV. Mid-size pickup is technically like what that category is.
I prefer chick trucks.
You think Tacoma's a chick truck? The new ones are.
They're more of the butchy chick trucks.
True. So that one lesbian girlfriend I had, she did at one point in high school drive a Tacoma.
I don't know what the
In my
lesbian
defense,
girlfriend
at the
drives now, but she
time,
drove one
she
of
drove a
those
Volvo. So that's okay.
Scion box looking things.
Oh, the XB. B for box. In more ways than one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand how anybody. It's the same thing with the Kia Soul for me. Like, I don't see between the Scion XB, which reminds me so much of the Kia Soul. Like, I don't see how you can look at a Kia Soul and be like, that's the car for me. Like,
I don't understand it
you got
either.
some disabilities. Like, who in God's green earth is gonna for that price range for any other vehicle? There are way better looking vehicles. Like, not the Kia Soul. And I'm surprised it has not joined, and the Scion XB as well has joined the Hall of Fame for cars like the PT Cruiser, for like the ugliest effing thing that has ever been on four wheels. Now, I have a soft spot for the Pontiac Aztec, which does make that list, by the way, because
My mom had a Pontiac Vibe.
my neighbor used to have the Aztec. It was tan, but I thought that was the coolest shit ever. I was like, damn, you can just like lift up the tailgate and just like have a pop out tent. Cool. Sign me up. And then I learned, obviously, later in life that you can just have a whole pop up tent set up in the back of a pickup truck. So, not as cool now.
I saw an
Hey,
interesting one. That guy
John,
had
when I was shopping for my first like big boy car, like adult car, the Kia Optima was, I was looking at the Kia Optima and the Kia Rogue. No, Nissan Rogue. Nissan Rogue. But Kia Optima was my first choice. 2013. And back in 2013, those things looked slick.
I saw an interesting one today. A guy had went to the gas station, and a guy was in one of the new Broncos, and
This thing's
he
stupid.
first off he had the door open as he's pumping gas, just blaring ACDC. Um, and when I turned to look back at him, he had a sticker on the back window of it was Bigfoot. It's like, you must be this tall to ride, and he was shorter than it, and I was like, bad sticker placement or what? I don't know. I was like, you don't even match that height, sir. Unless he's into really tall chicks, and that's okay too. But the Bronco tops, like, current day, I should say, like, the newest thing that is just should be on in the Hall of Fame of ugliest things ever.
It's like the new Jeep, the Renegade, essentially.
I saw your wife's Bronco on a rollback heading to the Ford dealership the other day. The light blue with the white rims, white
For,
top.
for the record, she does not own a Bronco.
No, but she wanted that one.
She thought if she were to do that, go down that route, that's what she would get. Okay,
Oh,
it's not a real thing. She also said the other day that she would buy back her Beetle if she could.
we were in Dover and saw it on the rollback, and I was like, "There's PJ's wife's car." My wife's like, "What?" And I pointed out the Bronco. I was like, "She said she wanted one of those. Look at it; it's on its way back to the dealership. She called PJ's and let him know he can come pick it up." That's just so
No
wrong.
thanks.
Yeah, I told her the comment you made about the full blown lesbian.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's not nice.
Oh, see, so that's the same generation of body style. I didn't know it lasted that long. I thought they redid the body in like 2012, but I just looked up pictures of
I'm
both.
really
It looks the
hoping though.
same.
We're renting a vehicle when we go up to Pennsylvania, and I put it in for the Durango category, and I'm really hoping it's a Durango because the other two are the Chevy Traverse or a Volkswagen Atlas. I
Take
think
it. Yeah. Um,
I'm hoping for the Durango.
Atlas isn't bad. Well, I mean, you're not buying it, so I would say out of the two, I'd take the Durango as well. I'll just say that my diagonal neighbor has a Durango, and he's had courtesy vehicle. We've been living here for 2 months, and he's had 2 courtesy vehicles.
See, my cousin that came up from Georgia, they have one. They love it.
And the
Never had any
courtesy
issues.
vehicle is a Jeep, which is hilarious
Oh, fuck that.
because you're gonna need a courtesy vehicle for a courtesy vehicle.
My dad's owned two of them.
I mean, if it were
Nobody
like
who owns a Jeep has any like good stories to tell about Jeep.
unless it's an older
Everybody has a
Jeep,
problem with
because even like
them. What do
even
you
the new
consider older?
Wranglers even the new Wranglers have problems. And you know why? It's because they have gone over to like they switched the engine over to like a smaller liter engine with a turbo, but like they didn't change the rest of it to outside of the body style to like adapt to it. And they just don't work together.
My dad had 2012 and 2014, and both of them had issues. My
Yeah, once they
guy
went to
lived.
the most recent gen platform for the Wrangler, it's been trash.
Well, it's not even that. Like, because my buddy had that he lived on the corner growing up. He's got, I want to say his is like 2006, and he has it in the shop like once a month at this point. The same way when the Jeep Liberty that my mother had. That thing had to go in for work at least once a month when she had it. Now that's tops the worst thing I think I've ever driven was a Jeep Liberty. That thing sucked ass. It was like driving an arcade machine.
Dude, my good friend had a Jeep Liberty. It was a 4-speed manual, and that was like driving a freaking like box truck. So I think anything after 2006 for Jeep, because 2007 they switched over to the new body style from like the classic Jeep look. 2007 they switched over to that, and that's when it went downhill. Because you used to be able to get the 2006 Jeep Wrangler in a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder or a 4-liter 6-cylinder. And then in 2007, they switched over to a 3.8-liter V6 regardless. That was the only mod.
Sad part about it is people will buy them just for the name, even if they have issues. Like
Yep. Seems
my
like
dad
the
was looking at
2021 would be like the best. They have 3 levels. They have a 3.6-liter V6, which is what I would have gotten. A 3-liter V6 diesel, and and then you have a 2-liter
I think that
4-cylinder. The 2021 did, yeah. Because that's when there was like at that time there was like the split between diesel and EVs. They're like what was going to be the most efficient. Now let's look at the 2025 Jeep Wrangler. Holy what? Stop it. You can get a 6.4-liter V8
Good lord.
in the 2025 Wrangler. What the hell?
But why?
Horsepower up to 470. What the hell do you need 470 horsepower in a Jeep Wrangler?
Dude, I blame Dodge. They just start throwing Hellcats and everything. Now
Yeah.
everybody's like, we need bigger engines.
Like honestly, what are you
Ford
trying to
putting a 7.3 gasser in pickups
Right.
these days?
Right. Well, when everyone else is going EV, like Jeep's doubling down. They're like, "Oh, you guys are going to like 1.8-liter turbo engines that produce like 250 horsepower. Guess what? We're going to a 6.4-liter V8 that has 470 horsepower. However, your car will still beat us off the line." That completely goes against everything that Jeep does. Like Jeep's known for its off-road capabilities. At what point when you're driving off-road do you need to have 470 horsepower?
More
Like,
power.
even this excavator that I'm in right now doesn't have 470 horsepower. So then my question is, because now I just proved myself wrong in my theory here, why the hell do Jeeps break down all the time? Oh, I guess. What's the other popular Jeep types of cars?
The
Wagon? No, Compass. Compass.
oh, Wagoneer's pretty popular.
No,
It looks like a Tahoe these
dude.
days.
If you can afford a wagon, it's like 90 grand.
They're popular around here. There, you see a lot of them. Because the first time I saw it, because the rear end looks exactly like the brand new Tahoe.
The
I
Series
thought they were
3 starts
Tahoes
at
until I
$73,000.
walked around to the front of it and saw the Jeep grill. I was like, "What the hell is that thing?" But yeah, they're pretty popular.
But
around
I'll
here.
give them props. I mean, they're still sticking with the 3-liter 6-cylinder, 420 horsepower, 8-speed automatic. But if you want the base edition of that, the very base, 60,000.
Yep,
So let's do the
that's about the same price as the Tahoe, isn't it?
no, not the Gladiator. I don't know. I'll get to that in a second. 2025 Jeep Gladiator has a 3.6 liter V8. I mean, sorry, V6. Only 285 horsepower on that.
And that the pickup.
Yeah. That sucks.
So the pickup has less horsepower than the actual Jeep. The Wrangler.
Well, the Wrangler apparently, to your point, like has a Hellcat engine in it or something similar.
Like I said,
Because it has a
I blame
V8
Dodge.
option. So, like that V8 is going to get you the 470 horsepower. But I'm saying like, even the Wagoneer is 420 horsepower with a 3-liter 6-cylinder. Now you have a 3.6 liter 6-cylinder with 285 horsepower on the Gladiator.
I see. I can imagine that because the Wagoneer could be set up to like pull a camper or something.
But they
'Cause it's-
classify the Gladiator as a pickup truck, which is literally designed to pull things.
Yeah, that's what. I
So
don't
that makes no
understand why
sense
that
unless
has
it's like a
the-
low end torque situation where the 285 is like, I don't know. You don't need. I don't know. I don't have no clue. Towing capacity. So the towing capacity for the Wagoneers max
I know, I
capacity is
wouldn't
6,120, so
trust
6,000
pulling
pounds. And then
anything with a Jeep.
the Jeep Gladiator towing capacity 7,000 pounds. So like that math does not math. Now let's go with the Tahoe. The 2025 Chevy Tahoe comes in several options. Oh my God. Do they not care? Like, I thought, am I just dealing with like shit car companies now? The 2025 Chevy Tahoe comes in a 3-liter 6-cylinder diesel, right? Or it comes in a 5.3 liter V8 or a 6.2 liter V8. But the horsepower maxes out at 420. And the towing
What's
capacity
the starting?
towing capacity is 7,900 pounds. The LS, which is the lowest one, is from $59,000.
60 grand.
Yep. And the Z71's from 70 grand.
The Wagoneer is, like I said, 100%.
Or if you want the high country, the high country
Jeep.
is $85,000. No,
That's decked out.
I have a 2025, yeah, decked out $93,000. Oh, it's available 20 miles away from me.
Ooh. You get that? You got
$93,000 for.
You're dealing with a CFO. You gotta get one of them high countries.
No, although I I almost made the decision just because I've had a hell of a week, and someone on the highway just like pissed me off completely. I was almost ready to just like risk it all for a new car. Like I was riding in the first lane because I was a mile away from my exit, and I was riding next to this like somewhat lifted like F-250, and he starts like throws on his blinker casually and starts coming into my lane. So, and I'm like almost at his side view mirror, so I lay on the horn like holding it, and he just keeps coming over and pushes me into the like over the rumble strip into the breakdown lane. And I was like, I'm sure as hell not going into the grass for this. So I cut the wheel to the left to pit maneuver him. But unfortunately, at that time, he had realized that there was someone there and then moved back across 2 lanes back into the middle lane. But I was like, ooh, that could have been some good money towards a new car. But I was thinking about it the other day. Because like it's only a matter of time before I either like witness a fatal collision or I'm a part of like some collision on that highway. Like it's just a matter of time. I go through this stretch that is like the deadliest part in the entire state. And I've said that before. But like we're already surpassed the number of deaths on this stretch of highway than last year, which was a record high. So like
Dude, I'm so glad
it's
I
gonna
don't live
happen. It's gonna happen at some
anywhere
point.
near like that.
And I'm like, at the speeds that I have to drive in order to be safe, which is like 90, like any accident's gonna completely total my car. So I'm always thinking like, when my car gets totaled, what am I gonna get after this? And like honestly, I don't know. Cause like I think I'd probably go to like a full size pickup. But
Yeah.
yeah, homeowner now. I was figuring out I have to get like quarter round molding for our floor, but it comes in like 14-foot strips, and I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna transport this? I'm like, not in my car, not in my Tacoma. That's not gonna happen.
You gotta get one of them F-250s, feller.
I'm not gonna get like a big ass truck. I don't need a big ass truck. I just need one.
You do.
I just need a
You
full.
had to.
I
You
just need a
think
full
if
size
you
bed.
had an
I need a full size bed with a
F-250,
reliable. That's
that fool
reliable.
would have just merged into you today? No, he wouldn't. He would have respected you.
No, listen, Phoenix.
Thought he
I
could
went to the
dominate
Ford
you in your
factory and
tiny
I
little
saw who
pickup.
was making those vehicles, and like, I ain't buying one. So sorry.
What's it, like Chinese children or something?
No. It's like Gen Z.
I would not own a new Ford either, so I'm with you on that one.
All right, well then. Oh shit, I'm so super behind on my messages here. John going to town.
He just having a ball talking to himself. He's like, he ain't responding. I'll just talk to myself.
No, I know, but I had the over my chat. Had the search window for looking for cars, so I just wasn't paying attention. That's 3.6 400. Well, you have a cold air intake and a chip, John. That's cheating. And it's kind of sad that you like it takes a 3.6 in a Challenger to get up to 400 horsepower. Frankly.
Oh, shots fired.
This is a V8. Because that's even sadder. I don't know if the well, I'm just going to look it up. I'm just going to ignore the chat for a second. 2022 Dodge Challenger.
Meanwhile, I'm just digging.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you for contributing. I've been trying, so like, as I'm excavating here, I'm trying to figure out strategies for like how to mine. And like, I want to be able to like have a ramp to get in and out, but I also want to be able to like dig deeper. So I'm just trying to work on a strategy, a digging strategy for that. So that's why I'm kind of all over the place.
But we just need to tunneler and just tunnel down.
Yeah, but we have to build the framework in order to tunnel down. Did you ever watch the video I sent you?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Parts.
No, you didn't.
Watch part of it. I did not
You
watch
just watch
all of
where
it.
you...
No, I lost interest very quickly.
Right. So I have no problem on my own time, like building that, like the structure and support system around that. I can do that. But you can't just like run into a hole and like explode it. Although I'm thinking, because I was actually on the site the other day and I was chipping away because we have that overhang as we're trying to dig in, and I just wasn't having much luck with it. So I'm actually thinking about getting an explosive and putting it on that overhang to just like let it all crumble down below and then just clear it out. I think it's gonna be the easiest way to do it. If you even know what I'm talking about.
I remember.
All right. I think that's probably going to be the best way because I can't line up the truck very well, and I think it's kind of annoying to have to like drop it down that far. So I think we're just going to blow it up and then excavate it. And I also want to create like a more permanent like hopper location instead of moving it around wherever, so we can actually do some like putting material into a dump truck. All right, now they have a 6.4 liter V8. Damn, that'll get you some. Oh, it goes up to 807 horsepower, obviously. 392 is stock is wait, hang on. The 392 stock is 400. No, the 3.6 in a is a V6. I don't understand what the 392 stock is 400 means. You mean that like with your chip and everything like that, you got it up to 400, but it was 392 before? What? No, it's not. Stop it. Oh, shit. No, 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 no. No. Yeah, it was only a matter of time. How do you save gas with a chip? Because I assume with a chip you have the automatic.
Put
Because
chip in the diesel that helps
that regulates
lower
the
fuel consumption.
right, because it adjusts the fuel intake.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I understand the whole concept of that, but wouldn't that would make it worse on gas, right?
If he has it tuned up, yeah.
Because like the only reason I didn't add, what the f are you doing?
I was just trying to empty it because you were spilling over out here.
Oh, that's no. I thought that was from before. It's just, on my screen. You just like jumped halfway across. I gotta clear the. Oh shit! Not again! Not again! No, no, no! I'm just pushing myself. Oh shit! No, 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 no! Here we go. How does it? I've never heard of that before. Is that like a new chip that helps horsepower and fuel mileage? What kind of chip's that?
He got one of them hacker chips.
I've never heard of that. But the last time I
Hacker
looked
man.
into like getting chips to like override stuff, I was looking at it for like my Honda Civic. So it's been a while.
Maybe it does. It does like he can switch it between fuel consumption and like
Yeah, that still
eco
wouldn't over.
mode and then
True.
horsepower mode, like performance mode.
Yeah, or if it just like programs it to like I don't know. Well, if it doesn't have a turbo, it can't like spool anything.
Oh, the new Sims like games in early access now.
They're making a new Sims game.
It's a life simulator. Kind of
Dude,
like The Sims.
I've
It's
had
supposed
that
to be
on my
better.
I've had that on my wish list forever.
INZOI. I don't know how
Oh,
it's
not
pronounced.
that.
I guess the one that's supposed to be multiplayer.
Cyber, what's going on, my friend? Wow, a long time no see. How have you been?
Or maybe that's the one they took the multiplayer function out of it. There's one that was
There's one that I had on my wish list that was like supposed to be a life simulator. That was supposed to be like the equivalent to Second Life. And I don't think it ever got off the ground. What's the one you're talking about? Inzoi? Inzoi?
I think that's what's how it's pronounced. Inzoi.
It's on Steam?
INZOI. Yeah.
Inzoi? Yeah, there it is. They should probably change the name.
Well, the
Oh, it
Sims
came
are
out
called
today.
Zoids. Yeah, it came out in early access. I just got the email. Don't see where it says multiplayer though.
Oh, they totally stole from GTA.
In real life,
Like the developers.
you mean real life? Talking about the boardwalk.
Uh Within the first 5 seconds of the video. Hang on. You can tell that looks like Los Santos. Even with her walking down the sidewalk or running down the sidewalk and the
You mean like
boardwalk.
California?
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like looks like the map itself. This just looks like The Sims.
That's what it's supposed to be. A life simulator.
Yeah, but I want like a more realistic life simulator. So are they just taking over for The Sims?
No, I'm pretty sure Sims are going to come out with Sims 5 to compete with this.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's single player.
That sucks.
Yeah.
There was one that was supposed to be multiplayer. Like it was supposed to be.
Let me see if I can find it. I have one on my wish list. Oh, what if this supposed to? Oh, discount, right? Date added. I think it's actually just called Life Simulator.
Live the life.
Oh yeah. Yep. Live the life. This is one that I don't think it ever took off. It had potential because they were like very to their fault, obviously, like hyper focused on like real life interactions and having it be like randomized. I mean, I'd be curious. I mean, for one of these Thursdays, I'd be interested to go back to see like if they've fixed anything on the Sims multiplayer patch or
Mm-hmm.
mod. See if they
Yeah.
fixed it at all. I tried that other version of the Sims that you were talking about. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, the Wicked Whims.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, I wonder what this is all about. And I was like, oh my god. So I essentially just started like a polygamous compound. Obviously, that's what you have to do.
Everybody.
Yep. And like I spent some time like going into like the very specifics of like all the things that you can adjust. And I got to a point I was like, nah, this this is a lot. Oh shit. Ah, there we go. I'm just gonna reset this. We're getting close. We're at 84%. You can come in here with the backhoe if you want. I mean, not the backhoe. God, the loader. And hit that pile. I'll work on this corner.
Yeah. Did you say that there was a free trial for the Ultimate
Yeah,
Game Pass?
14 days.
I don't see it anywhere. I've tried to find it because my wife's curious about it.
Yeah. If you go to, I'm pretty sure if you just go to their website.
I don't see anything about free trial.
Oh, I'm logged in. Oh wait, no, I'm not. Oh yeah, I'm logged in. Yes. Oh, sorry. Get your first 14 days for $1.
That's only for the PC Game Pass.
Yeah.
Not the Ultimate Game Pass.
Oh, Ultimate Game Pass, you just gotta straight up pay for. I started
Yeah.
with the PC Game Pass, and I don't know. The way I see
Get
it,
any
like
shit on
what
there
I
that I would want to play.
for the PC Game Pass,
Yeah.
the Ultimate Game Pass, man, like co-op game that I either have on my wish list or like we've talked about and stuff is on there. And so I was like, oh, this would be perfect. Like the amount of money that I've spent or like we've spent on just like get games to try out to see if they work. Like you can just do it for free. And so like I'm sticking with Xbox Game Pass, and then unless there's something very specific that's like PC or you need mods for, I'll use Steam, but I think like Game Pass is where it's at. Like I can play like I can play NHL. I haven't been able to play
Yeah.
NHL in forever.
I saw the MLB The Show was on there for a short part. It got removed.
Yeah, it was leaving soon because 25 is coming out.
Yeah.
For
So
it.
I got excited. I was like, I've been wanting to play a baseball game.
So the only so you
like it's
can
leaving soon. Like son of a bitch.
you can only play that on console.
Oh, so you can't? Why? I thought you said any game
There
that
are
you can play on
certain
console.
ones. There are certain ones that you can't do. So you can do like 90% of the ones if you go through the web
Lame.
browser. But there are certain ones that you can't. But the list is still like really good. It's a small list of ones that you can only play on console. Hang on, I'm moving. Hang on, I'm moving. Okay, okay. Now you make me glitch out.
Just did a barrel roll of my
I
screen.
did, yeah. That did happen. So if I do Xbox Cloud Gaming, that's where you can play most of the stuff. So I actually have been playing Medieval Dynasty, which is multiplayer. I've been playing that on my own for a
How's
while.
that?
So it's like a survival game, but it's based in the medieval times. And like so far it's actually pretty fun. I've had it on my wish list on Steam for ever, but I couldn't justify paying $30 for it. So I tried it out the Game Pass and I was like, "Oh shit, this is actually pretty fun." In hindsight, I probably would have paid that much for it, but now I don't have to because I have it downloaded on my computer. And I can just play it whenever I want. And then we were playing my buddy and I started playing Halo Infinite, which is pretty good. And then I played Skate 3. And what else do they have?
My wife pulled it up, and she was looking at everything. She's like, "Ooh, I'll play that. I'll play that. I'll play that." It's like, hey.
Yeah, I said most of them. You can.
Wait, is college football on there now?
No,
This is on here.
no, that one you can only play on console.
Son of a bitch.
I know, but they have like Grounded, which is like a It Takes Two
Yeah.
type of game.
Yeah.
That's on there. Um, oh wait, oh shit, hang on. Oh, I can play College Football 25.
Son of a bitch.
Wait, stop. I'm playing it right now.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, granted, it's the cloud gaming, so you can't like adjust graphics and shit. It's just through your web browser, but like you can play the game. It's playing right
Yelled
now.
at in the morning.
It's playing right now.
I'm getting yelled at in the morning. Where's my
Holy
fucking card?
shit! Right? And please tell me you want to play together.
Sure.
What, you don't? Hell yeah. This is awesome. All right. I don't need to get into the game. I don't. Just checking. So that's new, obviously, because I didn't know that. Yeah, John. Oh, sorry, John. Yeah, Sims has a mod that you can download on PC that makes it multiplayer. The problem is like all of the game's activity and controls are through one player. So if you're the second player, you don't really have much say in like the control over your individual activities. So it's not like two autonomous characters. Like one can control the other. That's the problem. But the last time Phoenix and I tried playing that, it was like probably like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And we haven't checked on the mod since to see if it's been updated. But those are known issues. So I don't know if it's been updated or not. We're going to have to check into that. Damn, that really sucks. Like at all times, for like if I had access to that game over the past like 12 months, 6 months, 6 months, that's all I would have been doing is playing that game. But with my new job, I don't even know how much time I'm going to have for gaming at all. So that would have been nice to have a lot earlier. Ugh.
Flight sims on here.
It sure is. You could do some flight sim. Yeah, they actually have Farm Sim 25.
So wait, how'd you find NCAA?
So you go to the so just Google Xbox Cloud Gaming, and it comes up like Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta on Xbox.com. Just click on that,
Yeah.
and then it takes you to the home page, and then scroll down, and it says recently added for Game Pass.
It's right at the top for me.
Oh, well, there you go. And then you,
Cool shit.
dude, and you can just play it. How awesome is that?
Well, I'll see you.
Yeah, right? Like, how can you not? I mean, if you want to go play that, that's fine. I'm probably gonna call it a night anyways in a bit. So, I mean, in terms of streaming,